Children,
Thank
put
you
your
very much,
hands
ma'am.
together. Let's extend a warm welcome to Dr. Navya.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, and it's over to you, Doctor. Will you
Thank
take
you,
over
ma'am.
from here?
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bina ma'am. And
Oh,
a very lovely good evening to all of you, all my dear children, as well as my lovely panel members. Now, today we have gathered here just to have a discussion and just to share few aspects which are related with our personality, which we call as strength and weakness. Okay. Now, what I want in this session is that I'm quite happy the way you interact with all the panel members as well as other people, your peers, right? It's been really happy to note like how you speak up, how you teach several things to the teachers as well as the other counselors who are there in the panel, and how the way you interact with other students here. Okay. Now, what I really want from the session is I will be telling you few aspects in which I really require your input from your own experience or maybe from your own perception, right? So in that way, we'll be going together for the next 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. And I sincerely hope that lot of interactions will happen in between. Okay. So with that introduction, let me just go to my presentation. Just tell me if the screen is visible once I share it and if the audio is proper.
Yes, ma'am, we can see your
Yes, ma'am,
presentation.
its screen is visible.
It's
Okay,
visible, ma'am.
fine. Just give me a second. Okay, I hope it's visible and my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, welcome to a segment which is called as strength and weakness. Okay, you might have heard about these two aspects from maybe from books or maybe from your own teachers or maybe from different talks which you have witnessed or which you have heard, right? So today we'll just start understanding what is exactly strength and what is weakness, what is the relevance of understanding strength and weakness, how to recognize our strength and weakness, and how to work upon that for our own betterment. Okay. So at the outset, I would like to tell you a story. You all like hearing stories, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this
Yes.
story is about a 10-year-old boy from Japan. Okay. There is something unique about this 10-year-old boy. He doesn't have his left arm because his left arm was amputated. You know what is amputation, right? So you are surgically removing the arm or maybe a body part because it is injured and it is no more will be put into use. Okay. So this boy had faced with a very devastating car accident and he lost his left arm. It was cut, it was amputated, right? So this was a physical disability for this 10-year-old boy. Nothing stops us from having high ambitions or expectation, right? This boy was just like you people. He was very, he is actually like so much of enthusiastic about learning things. He is so energetic, like he is such a smart boy. He wanted to learn judo, right? You know what is judo? Do you
Yes,
know what
ma'am.
is judo? Yeah.
Yes,
It's the
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
martial art form. Anybody had learned judo? Anybody knows
No,
judo here?
ma'am.
No, ma'am, I had learned karate. Not
Okay, fine. That too is a kind of a martial art, right? So judo is also a kind of martial art, just like the karate or taekwondo. And this boy wanted to learn judo. So he approached several masters who outrightly denied teaching him only because of the fact that the boy was not having his left arm, right? The boy was totally in grief. He was sad, but still he didn't stand up in his back foot, but he just vigorously went on in search of a master who could teach him judo. Okay. Finally, he found out a master. He requested him, and then master readily agreed with confidence that okay, fine, I'll teach you judo. Come to the workshop from tomorrow, right? Where the judo will be taught to him as a training program. The boy was really happy, right? And the next day, the boy went to the place where judo was taught by his master, and he started with the training. And in fact, days passed by, months passed by, and then finally the boy learned that he has been trained in just one move in judo, whereas his peers or maybe the fellow members were learning so much of other moves. Okay, the boy was really confused. Like, why is it so? Why am I being taught just one move? Why not the other moves? Whereas all the other members who have started learning along with me, they have learned so much of other moves. He wanted to ask the master, right? So every day he kept on learning the same thing, different aspects of the same move, and then like he was totally bored about this, and he somehow gathered the confidence and then went to master and asked, Master, I find that you are teaching me just one move. Why is it so? I have learned enough about that move. Why not the other moves? Whereas my friends, I can see they are learning all the other moves. Master said, see, my child, I have taught you just one move, but I have taught you everything about that move. Okay? The boy didn't understand. Actually, I also didn't understand. The
Ma'am,
master said, yes.
ma'am,
Tell me.
ma'am, in detail, he taught about one move to that
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Ma'am, but to the other boys, that one move was not taught in detail.
Everybody were learning several moves, but this boy, as you said, has been taught just one move, but master said, I have taught you everything about that move. The boy didn't understand anything, and then he went back home, and then again he kept on with the training and the same move. Okay. And after again 1 or 2 weeks, the boy was taken by the master for a tournament where the judo competition was about to happen. The boy was not really confident. Like he was really tensed because he knows just one move, and he was just confused. Like, how can I go for a tournament with knowing just one move, whereas everybody else knows different move, and I do not know about it? Okay. Then he went to the master and asked, Master, are you sure you wanted me to participate in the judo competition? Master said, my child, be confident. You can participate, and I'm quite confident about your participation. And everybody else, like who were witnessing the tournament, they were also like chatting with one another, murmuring, like how this boy has been brought to the judo competition. He doesn't have the left arm, right? There comes the competition, the first round. The opponent came, and there comes our boy. Okay. They had the competition, and somehow the boy won with just one move. He knew only one move, and then he fought with it. He was really strong at it. Then round number 2, several rounds will be there for the judo competition. Okay. Round number 2, another opponent came, and then the boy bet the other opponent as well with the single move. Now the boy thought, okay, now we have the next round, which is the final round, and I'm having an opponent who is actually the previous year's champion. He is very strong and he's very mighty. Okay. Then he rushed to the master, even the referee, he rushed to the master and said, are you sure you want this boy to participate in the final round, or shall we just call it off? Master said, have faith and confidence. Let him participate. Let us have the final round. The boy was really shattered, and then he lost his confidence and he didn't know what to do. He asked the master again, Master, should I really participate? Master said, have faith and confidence, fight it. The boy again went for the final round, okay, where it is going to be a round where the person will be declared as victorious, or who comes up with the trophy. Then the boy fought. Okay, the other opponent was a mighty strong person, that was a champion. And boy fought vigorously, and finally what happened was that he could beat the opponent who was a previous year's champion with just one move, which was taught to him by his master. Boy couldn't believe. Okay, everybody were clapping and then they were applauding, and then the boy ran with tears in his eyes to his master and said, "Master, what is happening? I won the championship." "And how did I win actually? I know just one move, right?" Master said, "You won for two reasons. The first reason is that the most difficult move I taught you, and I taught you everything about that move." Okay, that was the first thing. Second thing, if at all you are grasping that move, if at all you are thorough with that move, and if you are practicing that, your opponent will be able to defend himself only if he grabs your left arm, which you do not have. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, the
Yes,
opponent will be able to defend if you start off with this move only if he grabs his left hand, which he doesn't have. The boy was really happy hearing it. His confidence rose, right? So this is actually a narration of an incident which says that sometimes our weakness can turn into one of the greatest strengths. So with that story, let us just move on to our topic. First aspect which we need to understand is that before venturing into or deep diving into our strength and weakness is an understanding about the self. You might have come across different talks or maybe different sessions which talks about the self, and I presume you know about it. What exactly is self? What do you mean by self? Okay. Now, if I talk about myself, Navya, okay, I just close my eyes and I start thinking about myself. I start connecting my personality, an individual me, with so much of other aspects or factors around myself and within me. I feel that I am a woman. I am a mother of two. I am a daughter of my parents. I am a sibling of my brother. I'm a teacher to my students, right? I'm a confident person. I'm a counselor. And I am a supporting friend to a group of friends who rely on me for different aspects, right? And I'm an emotional person. I'm strong at certain things. So I have lot of several factors which connects me, okay, or which gives me my identity. This is what makes me myself. Right? Even you people will be having a concept of the self, right? I am. Now, yourself is your sense of who you are, what you feel as yourself, deep down, which is called as your identity. That is your identity. Now, when you let someone else know you well, you reveal your true self to them. Suppose a new student is coming to a class and the teacher makes him or her sit next to you. What happens slowly? You start talking with one another. Gradually, you get to know one another. So, how do you start? You start with your self introduction. You will ask several questions to the other person so that you get to know the other person really well. Right? And slowly you start sharing some of the feelings which you have. Sometimes you might narrate certain incidents where you felt really sad, really annoyed, really happy, etc., etc. That means you are revealing your true self to them. So in several instances, we come to an aspect where we try to understand the self, right? And try to connect ourselves with different factors, and it becomes our identity. Now, you might ask me a question, why should we understand self? I know like who I am. I'm a student of 8th standard, 9th standard, right? I'm my parents' only son or daughter. I'm a sibling to my sisters or brothers, something like that. And what is the necessity of understanding the self? Because it influences how we think, how we feel, and how we act in everyday life. Correct? If I act in certain way, it might be because I'm a mother, or it might be because I'm a teacher. Okay, and something happens in between, then I realize that fine, I'm a teacher, I'm not supposed to say so, I'm supposed to behave in this pattern, or I'm supposed to act in this pattern. It controls, it influences the way we think, right? how did you actually behave when you were a baby, or when you were an infant, or when you were in second standard or third standard? Is it the same
We
way as you do now? No, right? Different, right? So as and when you grow up, you are being influenced by lot of other factors, external factors, your experiences, your learnings, which actually changes your portrait as a self. So understanding self is very important because it influences how we think, how we feel, and how we act in everyday life. The root of all changes starts with self-understanding. If we say that I want to become a better person, we all take New Year resolutions, right? Do you all take New Year resolutions? You know what is a New Year resolution?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yes. When 2021 happened, okay, January 1st or maybe December
Ma'am,
31st,
we
2020 itself, yeah.
will do that thing from 2021 onwards.
Yeah, very good. That's right. That is a New Year resolution. Even I used to keep New Year resolution during my childhood. I want to become a better person, right? So from next year, January 1st onwards, I'll be studying hard. Okay, I'll be scoring more marks. I'll be helping my mother, my parents. Okay, or I'll be very organized person. I'll keep my room clean. So there are a lot of resolutions which I make, right? And finally, what happens? That's a different story. So root of all change starts with self-understanding. Because I understood that I'm a disorganized person. My room is altogether a mess. So I just want to change that behavior of mine, and then keeping track of cleanliness, hygiene, and then organized way of keeping my things. I don't have to search for my things every now and then. Okay, it has to be organized. So I understood that I'm a disorganized person. So I just want to change my behavior pattern, my action. So that means the root of all change is self-understanding. I understood that I'm a disorganized person, so I'll have to change for good. Now, after understanding self, that means you are trying to analyze what kind of a person you are, how you're going to affiliate yourselves with different factors around you, environmental factors, or maybe emotional factors, or maybe other aspects which are really making what kind of a person you are. We need to know about strengths and weakness. So these are the terms which go hand in hand. We have the strength, we also have the weakness. There is nobody who's perfect. Everybody will be having weaknesses. But we need to understand what exactly is the weakness. Okay, where the weakness is. We try to work on that and then try to convert that into a strength as suggested by the story. Now, if you must have heard about Chanakya, right? In ancient times, that is
Yes,
during
ma'am.
he was a royal advisor to Chandragupta Maurya, and he was he was an altogether a package of intellect as well as wisdom, because he was an economist, he was a finance expert, he was a strategist, he was a visionary. He has authored several books, including Arthashastra, which is considered as one of the ancient very big contribution towards economics as well as finance, which is even treasured right now. Okay? Now, if we try to think about Chanakya, what comes to our mind is his intellect, his wisdom, right? Which actually pulled forward the Maurya dynasty. You must also be knowing about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the 11th president of India.
Yes, ma'am.
You all like him?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
a lot.
ma'am.
His speeches, right? His writings. He has authored many books, right? Ignited Minds. Then Vision 2020,
Wings
right?
of
Wings
Fire.
of Fire. Very good. Very good. Okay. So these are some of the books or contributions, intellectual contributions which he had made. And he's also called as Missile Man of India. Why? Because of his exemplary contribution towards the development of ballistic missiles. He was also a scientist as well as a space research person. Widely known. Okay? We all love him. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, we are actually crediting him with a lot of intellectual aspects of wisdom. He's a great scientist. They're all his strength. And during my childhood, sorry, there were several superheroes, like several characters who has been portraying different strengths. Just like we used to have those days, uh, uh, Superman, Spider-Man. Even now we have Spider-Man, and you may not be knowing about He-Man. There was
He-Man.
one other He-Man. You know it?
He-Man and the
Okay.
Masters of the Universe.
Very good. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I just love that character because of the strength. Okay. So how he takes care of the fellow members, fighting with the odd, fighting with the enemies, with the evils. Right. So strong people, mighty people who are having unique powers. So they're all fictional characters, and there are real characters who are really proving themselves in different villains of life. You know that. Okay. Now, strengths are those identified skills or traits which are most attractive and fruitful features of your personality. You take your personality, and your personality, those are the identified skills. Identified skills meaning you need to identify them. Right? So if I ask you, I have jotted down few names here. Let me ask Ritika. Ritika, what is your strength as perceived by you? What is your greatest strength in your personality? I hope Ritika is here.
Ma'am, there are two Ritikas.
No.
Okay. Any Ritika? Anybody? Anybody? Anyone?
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah.
Ma'am, my greatest strength is my confidence.
My confidence. It's your self-confidence. You know it. You perceive it. Okay. There might be several reasons with which you say that confidently you are saying that I'm self-confident. Right? Okay. So that is an identified strength. If somebody else is telling you you are a very smart person or you are a very helpful person, which you never knew, it's a new insight for you, right? Then you will sit and wonder, am I? Right? And they are telling you several instances where you proved yourself as a very helpful person. Very good. You understood that. So you identify that skill as your strength. Okay. Now, weaknesses are those traits of your personality which you feel brings you down and you need to work on it. Is it fine? Okay. Weaknesses, it will be there, inherent in everyone's life, everyone's personality. And you need to identify that as well, along with the strength. You identify them as a trait which actually brings you down, pulls you down, or maybe you might have to compromise something because of that. Okay? Sometimes I say that I'm a real lazy person, or maybe I'm a procrastinator. That means I do my work only on the last minute. There are several people like that, right? I used to be like that. If a homework is given, I'll be doing it the previous day night. Right? So I might be having about 2 to 3 days to complete my work, but still I don't do. I just go for the previous day night and sit and do it. Procrastinator. The last minute I am going to complete it. It's a weakness.
I'm
Right?
burning
So-
the midnight oil.
yeah, correct. So this is how we identify our weaknesses. Okay, we need to identify our weaknesses. Maybe self-perceived. I'm perceiving it myself. This is my weakness. I know it. Or somebody else is telling you. Maybe your parents or teachers are telling you. Try to change this. Okay, you are really lazy, or you are totally disorganized. It's a mess completely. Take a note of that. Right. Then move on. Importance of understanding strengths and weakness. Now, let me tell you, weakness is nothing to be ashamed of. So if I try to think, understand, and tell somebody that this is my weakness, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's a part of everybody's life, but there might be different versions of weakness, different like variations will be there in weakness. So don't have to worry about it, but we need to work on it. But strength is no reason for pride either. I'm a very self-confident person, or maybe I'm a very mighty and strong person. I'm not like you. You shouldn't be taking pride of that. We should be working on that so that it actually takes us to our main goal. So when you know what you're capable of, it can help you shape your goals, right? If
Ma'am?
someone says, yes, please.
Ma'am, I ask other people what my strengths are.
Very good.
I
Then what
don't,
do you,
ma'am,
yeah.
I don't say it myself.
Okay. Fine. So you basically rely upon what other people say about
Yes, ma'am.
you and as well as your strength, and you believe that, tend to believe that. It's fine. because you're small, and then maybe sometimes you're not able to identify it yourself, or you have not had enough experience where you feel that I have been the best in this area. So you can rely. Absolutely no issues. It's fine. You can rely because they are all giving you new insights on your strength, right? It is going to be a new thing for you. And you realize, okay, fine, I'm good at this. And you work upon that. Again, strength, on strength also you need to work again and again so that you can strengthen the strength. It helps you create most effective path to reach your vision. So you know that you have all these qualities. These are your mighty strength or mighty aspects of your personality. You're reliable, you are very kind, you're very generous, you are helpful, you're supporting, you have the zeal for life, and they're very enthusiastic, energetic, you have the leadership spirit, you are a good team player, you know how to take care of the whole team.
Ma'am,
Right? Yes.
Ma'am, Ritika just said she can't on her camera.
That's fine. Absolutely fine. If at all she wants to speak something, maybe she can unmute and then speak.
No,
No
ma'am.
issues.
No, ma'am. Mic is also not working.
Not working. Okay. Fine. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Maybe you can put it up in the chat box. Later on, I can read. Okay. Fine. Now, it can also plan around obstacles before you reach them to improve the chances of success. Right? You know that these are my capabilities and these are my weaknesses, so that I can work on my weakness, and somehow I need to find ways and means to reach my goal at the perfect time. Then only you'll be successful. So these are some of the reasons why we need to have an understanding about our strength and weakness. We need to assess our strength and weakness. We try to collect from others the feedback about our strengths as well as weakness and work on them. Empower yourself, right? Strengthen your strength, and then weaken your weakness. Let me be small. I would also like to narrate another story. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm
It's a-
trying to work upon my strength. Ma'am, I
okay.
think it is punctuality.
Okay. Fine. Fine. So you wanted to be more punctual, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I'll just give you a trick, okay, later in the slides. Now, this story is about a king who used to roam around in his kingdom at night, okay, to know and understand like how people live. As usual, our king went out, he was roaming around, and then finally he came back. And at the gate of his palace, he could find an old man sitting on the ground, and it was a very winter, chilling evening. Okay, and he saw the old man. The old man had torn clothes, and it was very thin and fine. And then the king was really confused, like how this man could survive this chilling winter. Okay, the king felt really sad. He went towards the old man and then asked, "How are you surviving this chilling winter without even having warm clothes, proper clothes?" Then the old man looked at him. He realized that this is a king. He said, "Oh, Majesty, all these years I've been surviving this chilling winter because of the fact that I'm really poor, I don't have a house, and I don't have proper warm clothes. I knew it. So I trained myself, somehow. So all these years I've been actually surviving really strong in this chilling winter. It's actually doesn't matter." But the king felt really bad. King said, "Okay, I promise you, I'll just go back to my palace and I'll send somebody with a warm
Ma'am,
clothes.
is it
Be careful."
acclimatization?
Almost. Now listen. So the king goes back, and then he just got engrossed in all his daily chores, and he had so much of other work to do. And finally, what really happened was he completely forgot about this old man. Okay. And the next day morning, the night passed, and the next day morning, his soldier came, okay, his security personnel came and then gave a note to the king. He said, "We found an old man dead at the gate of the palace." Then king got the idea, okay, fine. Oh my God, I forgot about that old man. I had promised him to send the warm clothes. Then, with the shivering hands, he just opened the note, and then he saw the note, the lines written by the old man before his death. The old man said, "Oh, Majesty, so far I've been surviving this chilling winter cold strongly. But once you promised me to send the warm clothes, actually, I was yearning for it. I was actually waiting for it. And I don't know why now I feel really cold and chilling. and I am afraid that I might freeze to death. So he wrote this note, and then finally his soul departed his body. Right. The king was really saddened upon this one. That is the story. But what are we able to make out of it? Sometimes the strength might even be converted into a weakness.
Weakness.
Yes, it should not happen. That is why I said that we need to work upon our strength and we need to weaken our weakness. I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
fine. 1 second. I find some problem with my. 1 second. Just give me a second. Are you able to see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as I promised
ma'am.
you, I will be teaching you a technique. Okay, quickly, because we are running short of time. I'll be teaching you a technique, a unique technique, which is called as reflected best self. Okay, RBS technique. Don't share it with anybody. Keep it exclusively with you. Okay. Now, all of us can recall our own extraordinary moments in life, right? Where we felt, or we even now we feel that we had done our best in certain instances. It might be like in a running race, how fast we ran and then how we won the prize. Or forget about winning, but still you participated, making so much of effort, and then you made it to the finals. That is also fine. Or maybe it is like somebody appreciated
Yes,
you because
ma'am. Maybe
you,
in Gita competition.
yes, you win the competition. You help somebody, and then somebody else is appreciating you for your best effort. Somebody is commenting on your achievement. You might have felt really happy. So think about all those moments where you feel that you have put your best self into action into the world. You can see the image, right? Where a cat is actually looking at the mirror and he can see an image of a lion, because the cat feels that he's a lion, the king of the jungle. So mighty, so powerful, right? A king. But actually, the person is a cat. But the kind of image which he gets of himself is of a lion, a great reflection. Now, we can strengthen. What we need to do is, we have about 4 different steps, which is taken care of in the reflected best self, this technique. Okay. Now, here, one very unique aspect is that for understanding or for taking care of this reflected best self, we need to identify people who are very significant for us in our lives. Because as suggested by somebody, some kid in this forum, I will be asking somebody else, maybe outsiders, about my strength. They'll be able to tell me more about my strength, correct?
Ma'am.
They are called as significant people, whom you feel as they are the significant personalities or people who will tell you or who will make you understand what are your strengths and weakness, or who are there to tell you what are your strengths and weakness. For example, it might be your parents, it might be your mother or father, or it might be your teachers, it might be your siblings, it might be your friends,
Ma'am, best friends.
best friends. So there are significant people who can contribute to you by telling you what exactly is your strength and weakness as identified by them. All right. Now, I'll tell you this RBS exercise, how it moves on. We have about 4 steps. Just take care of it. The first step says, identify valuable feedback givers. So everybody in this forum will be having different valuable feedback givers whom we call as a significant people. Okay. It might be your teacher. It might be your mother. It might be your grandmother. It might be your uncle, aunt. It might be your best friend. Right? It might be somebody else who comes with a van along with you. Right? Anybody. So the more the diverse a group, better. Diverse group. Don't take everybody from your house itself. Maybe your uncle, aunt who are residing in your house. Maybe your grandmother who's there in the house. Take as far as possible diverse group. What do you mean by diverse group? Who are from different area. Take somebody from school. Okay. Take care. A significant person is your teacher, because teacher has assessed you very well. They know you better. Right? Your mother. then your best friend, maybe your uncle who has been abroad or maybe somewhere else, or somebody who is connected with you, maybe your teammates, your no, playmates will be there if you have a team, a football team or something like that. So more the
Yes,
diverse a group,
the
better
team
will be the,
of my class.
sorry,
I have a team to play football, but it's of my class.
that's fine, absolutely fine. So how you are as a team player, they might be able to tell you. Okay, fine, sometimes. So identify. If it is okay with them, and if you find it really fine with the feedback, it's fine. Otherwise, maybe you can fetch somebody else. All right. Then we go to the second step, compose your feedback request. Now, what are you supposed to do? You have identified these significant people, maybe 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, or about 10. Don't make it very large, okay? Because we are not going to conduct a survey here. So it's a very minimal feedback which need to collect from different significant people who are going to be significant, who can really give you your strength as well as the instances. Then the second step is compose your feedback request. Now, how do you get a feedback from them? Can you just go barge into their room and ask, okay, uncle, just tell me 3 of my strengths and 3 weaknesses right now? Can you say like that?
No,
No.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
Our uncle needs to think a little bit,
Yeah,
and
correct.
then they tell what they feel about us.
Very true. Very true. So you need to give them little space, little time so that they can think over, as exactly mentioned by Gautam, right? So that means you need to plan about the feedback request. So you go tell them to give you at least 3 strengths, 3, maybe less than 3, more than 3, whatever, it's fine, absolutely fine. Okay, strengths in which you add value or make contribution and ask them to give instances for the same. Okay, did you? I hope you understood. If
Yes,
they say
ma'am.
that you are confident, then ask them to give you some instance where they felt that
Why
you are
is
really
it?
confident, circumstances, situations, so that you can even recall those, even you can feel the same, and then you can imbibe. Okay. Otherwise, we may not accept it, right? Okay. In the same way, I would also suggest that since this is for the strength aspect, I would also suggest that even you can ask them to give a feedback on the weaknesses which they have perceived. Sometimes there may not be large set of weaknesses as identified by them. 1 or 2, right? It's fine, absolutely fine, right? But ask them to give the feedback as well as the instances, right? Now, third step, analyze your feedback. So you're getting feedbacks from different people, maybe about from 5 to 6 people in a piece of paper, okay? Jot it down, otherwise you will forget. So make a feedback form if at all you want. Make 2 columns, strength, identified weakness, as well as instances, where they can write it down or maybe they can tell you and you can take a note of it. It's your choice. Now, it's the time to analyze your feedback. So you got the feedback from different ends. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Now you find that out of 6 people whom you approach or whom you felt as a significant people, they said you are really confident. Out of 6, 5 people said you're confident. Then it must be true. Okay, even if you didn't realize so far, make sure that it is true, because they all have different instances where you found you as a confident person. So analyze your feedback, go through all your feedbacks and take notes on your key insights and look for commonalities. These common traits identified by everybody will be your strongest strength. Okay, it might be your leadership quality, it might be your smartness, it might be your kindful nature, generous nature. Could be anything. Take a note of the same. And finally, what do? You compose your RBS portrait. You know what is a portrait? Portrait, the picture, right? So everything will be embedded there. So you are composing your RBS, that is a reflected best self portrait. Finally, you got all the strengths, you got all the weaknesses, right? So you are jotting it one by one after another, according to the weightage. Like 6 people told this one, 7. So this is my strongest strength. Okay, and this is the second one. This is the third one. Jot it down. So you are composing your RBS portrait. So write down an account of when you are at your best. This includes your newfound insights. If at all you couldn't find it all by yourself, there are a lot of significant people who provided you a feedback on what are your strengths and weaknesses. Now this is a small example of how you can create an RBS portrait. Okay, the first column, what you can see, common theme is So many people might have told you, this is just an example, okay, fictional figure, kindness and generosity. And they have given instances like you had been rock support for the family. Maybe it might be identified by your father, mother, your siblings, or maybe your uncle or aunt. Okay, another instances which gives a confidence that your kind and generosity is very helpful. You have been very helpful for family and friends at certain instances, right? So you got the theme, you got the strength, you got instances, and then finally you can go for the interpretation. What is your interpretation out of this? I'm best at solving real life problems. I can sense a requirement for help and reciprocate. So I am able to identify when a person would be actually in need of a help. I'm identified that, and then I can reciprocate. Proactively, I can take it up. I can give my help and support. So that is a strength, which is really required for a person in his personal life and when you grow up for your professional life as well. Okay. Next one, I've just put up another example like zest. It's enthusiasm. It's energy. Okay. People say that you're a very energetic person. You are an enthusiastic person. And they have given examples like I've taken up all the assignments. That means you have taken up all the assignments, maybe probably given by your teacher. You have taken up all the assignments and work given to you with high spirits and excitement, and you have done the work really well. So that is an instance given to you. Then what insight would you get out of it? You can feel that I can venture into any task with less fear of failure. I am not worried about failure, but I'm a spirited person where I'll put my 100% effort and then work to complete it. And then it might be like you're a good team player, a high influencer, right, who would like to take care of everybody in the team. You're a good team player. So you have taken several initiatives to make the team members closer. You have worked on different aspects so that everybody comes closer. You all have that friendship. You all have the consideration for one another. And you are a good listener and you identify what is best for your team. Okay? And interpretation can be, I thrive when working closely with my fellow. I'm really good at working together with people and then achieving success. Okay. So this is a portrait, RBS portrait, which is given by me, but you can make changes in the design as per your aesthetics, creativity. These are all the strength. Okay. So many people will be good at, creative. They are very creative people, good at taking a different perspective. Okay, so try with different designs as far as possible. Maybe you can put up all this common theme, just like the flowers.
Ma'am, we can put up different dimensions and all.
Different dimensions, exactly. Fine. It's left to you. Okay, it's for your consideration, but you'll have to make one RBS portrait with just 4 steps. It's a great kind of feedback which you'll be getting, on which you can just work and then enhance. Just 1 second. It is getting stuck in between. Sorry. Now, finally, after designing and after taking care of your RBS portrait, now you have all your strengths listed, identified by you as well as your significant people, identified by people who are closer to you or who knows you really well. And then after identifying all the weaknesses, you'll have to take effort to strengthen them as well as to work upon the weaknesses, right? And then after each and every effort taken by you, sometimes if you feel that, or if people say that you're totally disorganized, you thought, okay, fine, from tomorrow I'm going to work upon that, and then I'll try to be a bit more organized. The changes will not happen in a day's time or maybe in a week's time. It takes time. Gradually, the changes
Ma'am,
will happen.
1 year maybe.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Ma'am, 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year sometimes, but still be patient, right? We can our weakness. We need to work upon our weakness and it has to be converted into a strength. Okay. And slowly you are taking time, you're taking effort for each and every effort and each and every fruitful result. It may not be a large result. It may not be a big trophy which you are getting. It may not be a, certificate which you'll be getting, but a small change which can happen from your end due to your effort. Appreciate the self for the best efforts and for the little achievements. Don't wait for others to appreciate you. Do pat on your back. all by yourself. Okay? And then say, okay, Navya, you have done well. Really good. Kudos. Right? Appreciate the self for the best efforts and achievements. Right? So with that, I would like to wind up today's session. And in case if you have any doubt, you may please raise the doubts. Thank you.